Hello, welcome to the stream. We're on camera. How's everyone going today? Good to have you back for Creator Breakfast. Let's change things up. Here we are. I forgot which camera we're coming up to. That's what happens when you're distracted by Clubhouse right before the stream. Hello and welcome to the stream. Welcome to Creator Breakfast. It's good to be back on another Saturday. Whatever time of the day it might be, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, or maybe a leisurely Saturday evening if you're in this part of the world. So how's your week been? It has been a full week since we were on I can't even speak straight today, since we were on stream a week ago at this time. So it's good to be back. Good to see everyone. Let's do some shout outs. Let's just get into it. All right. Before the stream, we have My Name's James coming past. Also Insane McLean. And Little Crafty Nook was here pre-stream, as was Urban Explorer Neil. How are you? Happy congratulations on becoming a grandfather, a pops, whatever you call it. Chantel's here, fresh from Clubhouse. Probably still in Clubhouse. That's why I left. I had to start the stream. And let's keep going. And it's everybody so far, I think. Oh, yeah, Neil's still here. How are we all doing today? We're all doing good. I'm doing good. Bit of a windy, cold Saturday here. It was sunny, but it was cool because of the breeze. So it's good to have a weekend where there's actually sunshine out. I think the last few weekends where I have intended on doing things that are outdoors, aka yard work, and it's been wet. And so my grass is now long, which is unusual for a winter. Unusual. Chantel's here and focused, and the newest moderator on the channel, by the way. And here, of course, Paul Peck is in the house. It's always good to see Paul coming past, participating, hanging in the streams. Stream Saturday, as we like to call it. I don't know who's got streams lined up today. I do know that I do fully expect Nick Nimmer to be on 9 a.m. Eastern coming up right after this. Whatever else is happening today, I have no idea. So we're going to look forward to some things, surprises we'll call it, surprise streams. And there we go. Make sure I put some background music on. I forgot my... Yeah, that'll do. All right. Super Stream Saturday. That's what we call it. Super Stream Saturday. And if I knew there was a lineup, I would put it all in a little graphic and put it on the screen. It's a little promotion, which is what I like to do, seeing I'm at the start of the day here. And I think next week I'll see, but it's usually the second Saturday of the month? Hang on. This is the second Saturday of the month. Anyway, I was going to say, usually Dee and Daniel do their channel review stream. Is it the first? I thought it's the second Saturday of the month, which would be today. So maybe they're on later. I have no idea. But hey, Daniel is on vacation, so maybe they're not doing it. Maybe they swap weeks. Anyway. Oh, this feels like a rambling stream today. I'm rambling. But as always, Creator Breakfast, it's always open for creator questions. So if you have YouTube creator type questions, you can drop them in the chat. You don't have to, of course. I've got a couple of topics to mention. a couple of articles to look at, which I haven't got the full story on yet. I go ill-prepared into the stream today, and I blame fully getting distracted by Clubhouse as I was setting up. But I did put up a couple of articles, things that are coming out of the Creator Insider channel this week, which I just haven't got my mind around this week. I just haven't like fully digested the information like I normally would. So it's one of those odd things. It's been one of those weeks. So let me know how your week's been in the chat. Let me know how it's gone creator-wise. I've always, yeah, it's just been a crazy week. I work 5 days. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just a 5-day week. I usually work a 4-day week. So we shall see. Kurt, Manchester United fan from Australia. Hashtag BMX is in the house. Welcome. As well. That's everybody, I think. If I've missed you, if you're lurking and you haven't said hi, make sure to say hi so I can give you a shout out on the stream. So, and if you have questions, keep them coming. Your questions for me, if you can help me get through this stream, that'll be great. All right, not too many questions so far. We've got the crew. We've got the crew that knows what's going on here. It looks wrench heavy at the moment when I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking down at my iPad here, which you can probably see if I go to. There's my iPad right there. It's very wrench heavy, as they say, with a lot of blue in the chat. So, and there I am covered by the chat. It's hard to tell on this particular chat on the screen because everybody's name is in red. But there are, oh no, yeah, they got wrenches there. There's wrenches, little wrench logos. They do it like Twitch style, where they use an icon for the moderator rather than colors, because basically I can't follow Twitch's color schemes for their chat because everyone's got random colors. I have no idea what they mean. Anyway, I digress. Let's get into it today. If you've got questions at any time, make sure you post them in the chat, and if you share them out or share out the stream on social, make sure you tag me, particularly if you're on something like Twitter. You can tweet or mention, as it says there, at Doug Hewson YT is my Twitter handle. So if you're on Twitter in particular, hey, that's my handle on Instagram as well. So you can use that. I think on most platforms that's my handle. So if you're on that platform, you need to tag me at Doug Hewson YT. And that's how it's done today. So let's back to the scene. Let's go to this scene now. I'm going to go to the first article because I know we're pretty chill today. Not too many intense questions so far. I'm sure the questions are going to come in later. So let's hit the first article today that I have for you. So to the screen capture. And because it's this camera, I'm waving there. Can't see my face in the face cam. There was too much trouble to change that out before the show. But anyway, the first article of the day is something that came up, I think, a couple of days ago on the most recent Creator Insider video, which is a new feature they're about to roll out and start testing. So it'll be rolled out fully across YouTube at some point in the future. But they're testing out a feature called New for You. So this is different to the traditional, hey, explore page. But it's where they're suggesting something tailored for you, but something that maybe isn't in line with the stuff that you've been watching before, but is adjacent to the stuff that you're watching. So it's sort of trying to broaden your horizons, if you will, in regards to the content that they're going to suggest to viewers. So this is another opportunity to be discovered to a broader audience. So this is probably a good news for creators in the sense that you could show up in a new place for people who haven't seen your content before, which is what you want to do, and get in front of people that haven't seen your content before and hopefully convert them to be a regular viewer or even a subscriber. let's see how they explain this. I'm going to jump to the second paragraph here, where they're talking about their motivation. It says, this is a message we've heard from lots of YouTube viewers that their homepage feeds feel a little stale. Has anybody felt that of late on YouTube? I know I have at times. Sometimes I'm just scrolling through the feed and I'm like, no, nothing's taking my fancy. What you're suggesting to me is, yeah, it's related to something I've watched before, but I'm not interested right now in watching any of that stuff. So, I can, stale can mean many different things. So that's a fair thing. The feed is going to be called, at the moment, New For You. It's different to the YouTube Explore page because it's personalized. The Explore page isn't personalized. It's just, hey, this is what we're suggesting to everybody globally. This is like trending and different things like that. Whereas this is something that we've actually tailored to you as a viewer. So that's pretty good. New to You will also recommend things that are a bit further afield of what you typically watch. She gave a personal example saying that because she'd been watching soundscape videos, New to You could recommend her a channel that creates mashups of vintage songs. So it's like adjacent content, suggesting like if I'm watching a video on, let's see, say I'm watching a Manchester United video about their greatest teams of all time, then it might start suggesting to me something adjacent. I don't know what would be adjacent. I'm thinking maybe another team like Liverpool or something like that, or maybe it's going to suggest something broader than football, soccer. It might start suggesting something in another sport that's adjacent to that, because it might say, well, you're into football, soccer, then you might be more interested in also in Aussie rules or rugby union or something like that. First, let's see. YouTube will appear as a colourful button at the top of your home feed at the centre of a bar where YouTube currently recommends categories viewers might be interested in. Tapping on that button will take viewers to the New to You feed. Second, New to You will pop up as a prompt if the user has been scrolling on their home feed for a while. So yeah, I've done that recently quite a lot on my iPad. I just keep scrolling, looking for something. Yeah, if it pops something out to check out something a little bit different, then maybe I'd jump on that for sure. YouTube hopes this feed will be beneficial for both viewers and creators. This is where the creator part comes in. We know that as creators, it's really magical when you can connect with a new person who really loves your content, but maybe just hasn't found you yet. I'm paraphrasing, aren't I? That's a really magical experience. Yeah, being discovered by somebody who would be definitely into your content, but just hasn't been recommended you before for some reason, because maybe they've been looking at content that's adjacent to you, but not actually at your content directly. And there's a video, of course. It's the most recent video on the Creator... What's it called? Creator Insider channel. So that's interesting. Okay. Let me get back here. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Because when I have the full screen up, I can't see my chat feed. Okay. Chantal says, what have I done with the setup? I was using my other camera, this camera here, to shoot some B-roll stuff during the week. So I didn't have it in position to stick it up above my monitor where I normally have it. So I just stuck it to the side really quick. It's really rough. Just to have a second shot. I don't really need the second shot, but I'd put it in anyway. Handwriting Champion Roblox says, oh, we have a new moderator. Yes, we do. I'm not really a homepage person, but I tend to check out sub. Yeah, I'm always going to the sub page first. That's how I use YouTube, and I acknowledge everybody uses YouTube differently. Some people might jump straight into shorts because that might be what they're into, or some people go just, okay, what are you offering me in the homepage today? Oh, look, it's another Philip DeFranco episode. Yay. So yeah, subfeed is where I go first because I know if I subscribe to it, it's something I'm more likely to want to watch, and quite often the case that's true. Okay. Chatty Cathy's in the house. Hello, welcome. Super Dave USA in with the Hewsonati. Woohoo. Okay. Peter Dell's in the house as well. Welcome, Peter. It's good. It's good. It's good. Studio's looking high tech. Yes, it is high tech. It's about to get a makeover in a few weeks. About to get a makeover. I don't know if I might share. I'll share maybe a bit later. How about these improvements to Creator Studio Mobile? Yeah, I haven't had looked at a lot of great changes in Studio Mobile. I know they've talked about a few things. I'm a low user of Studio Mobile, and I know a lot of people use that more heavily. Like, I'm way more if I'm doing studio stuff to use it on a desktop, but I do have it on my phone. I'm not one of the ones that are removing it because it's a distraction, because it's not a distraction for me. Who saw that video? I think it was, is it the Film Booth channel? They put out the video saying, removing this app can, how did they frame it? Removing this app can stop you from destroying your channel or something like that. But basically they're saying that the Creator Studio app could be like a distraction if you're constantly checking your analytics. And so it's a distraction, and it's distracting you from basically continuing to create content because you're too busy looking at your analytics, which is it's a fair point. But yeah, little sensational on the thumbnail and the title. But I keep it on my phone. I like the app. I like it to have it handy, and I do look at it from time to time. But most of the time I'm looking at stuff on my computer because I usually work in my studio for most of the stuff that I'm doing YouTube. Obviously it's handy. I have it with me when I'm out and about, when I'm at work. And so if I do need to check something, I pick up my phone. Or I usually take my iPad to work as well, so I have my iPad as well. So either or. And even then, if I pull out my iPad, I'm going to Safari and looking at Studio on Safari. So I'm not as up to speed on those particular improvements in the mobile app as yet. So I need to dive into those. And Peter in with the first question of the night. Well, not the first, but a first. Says, let me click on it. That helps. Last 28 days, my views have decreased by about 50%. Should I change my titles? Is this a great idea? I think a lot of people are finding views are down, and I think it's the season, which is like coming into the northern summer. I'm seeing a direct fall in views across my channel as well. And I acknowledge that it's particularly the Northern Hemisphere, for Europe and the US, different places like that. A lot of people are coming out of various versions of COVID lockdown. And while you're in lockdown, you tend to be looking for things to do. Watching YouTube is a primary thing. Now they're getting out and about. They're enjoying the summer. They're enjoying the good weather. They're enjoying getting out and getting fresh air instead of being locked in. And I think that's a major contributor to the deduction in views, because we always see a deduction generally around summer, but I think this is like a double shot of decrease in views because of a lot of people coming out of COVID lockdown. So it's like a double whammy. But remember, back a year and a half ago, when people started going into lockdown, that's when views shot right up. So it's a direct sort of balancing of that. It's a direct correlation to views going up, views coming back down. So they're not going to go down, they're not going to hit the floor, but they're just going to level off at more of a pace for a northern summer. That's my opinion. So I wouldn't be too concerned. You can experiment with thumbnails and titles to try and get a better click, but I wouldn't be going changing things constantly. I would just maybe look at what's not performing as much as, say, a better performing video on your channel in comparison, something that might not be like doing much at all. Maybe you can experiment with those less trafficked videos to see if you can boost those first of all. Because if there's videos that are still getting traffic but they're just reduced because of summer, it's not because of the titles or the thumbnails. It might more be due to the circumstances, whereas the videos that aren't performing compared to your performing videos, they might be the ones you want to experiment with in regards to titles and thumbnails. So decent stuff. Oh, what sort of makeover? We're asking questions here. Let me get caught up in the chat. Let's see. iPads are good. Okay. That's it. Yeah. So there might be some more views coming out of places like Sydney, who's been locked down for a couple of weeks. Like even here where I'm in Brisbane, we had a 4-day lockdown last week, and it finished I think a week ago, when just before I did the stream, a few hours before I did the stream, we had lockdown. So when there's lockdown, people are looking for things to do, but there's only so many YouTube videos, so they will watch a lot of that. They might be watching more Disney Plus. They might be watching more Netflix. They might be watching more general television, or just whatever other things people do on the internet these days. Chatting on Clubhouse. Whatever it might be. And Neil says, I'm in and out here. We're packing to go away for a week and going to a van life YouTubers meet up for 4 days. 70 UK van life channels all meeting up because we all get along well. That's pretty cool. And I'm sure you'll get some more content out of that as well along the way. So it's like but why not? While you can, while the weather's good in UK, it's the time of year where the weather's better, and while there's less restrictions, I guess, is what you could say. And get out there and do stuff with that. Absolutely. Enjoy the tripping, the traveling. Hopefully we can all travel next year, getting out. I know the US is opening up within the US. It'll be good when we can get to the point where we can sort of get out and about again, not only in our own countries, but overseas as well. So something in the future. All right, where are we? I'm losing my spot here. Peter says, with playlists, how important is this series playlists? They're helpful if you have a series of videos, which, like, in my mind, I like to think of it this way. If this video is even though I don't call it this, but if it's like this one goes with this one, goes with this one, goes with this one, so it's like a literal series, that's where I think the series playlists work the best. So you have watch this video, and if there's some sort of sequential order, like I put out this one, and I put out this one, and I put out this one, these are the ones I want them to watch them in this particular order. That is when a series playlist is really powerful. I think that's the best use of a series playlist. So when you're creating a series like that, a series of videos that go together, tightly knit together on the same topic, or a topic where it logically follows from the first to the second to the third, then that's definitely something where I would use a series playlist. Most of the time, I just use regular playlists where I'm just grouping topics by subject matter or things that make sense to go together. I just use regular playlists, but for when you've got those tightly knit videos, definitely a series playlist. YouTube is more likely to suggest the other videos in that series next to the other videos in that series when they're playing on the video screen. It's called the video playback page. That's what it's called, something like that. And Sam McLean, I just haven't found you YT. Okay. Oh, there's a little musical symbol there. It just doesn't come up well on eCam. All right, where are we? Yeah, you probably learn a lot from those things as well. Meeting up with other like-minded people, same niche, same YouTube, doing the stuff. Okay, question. What is direct or unknown traffic source? Usually that's when YouTube haven't defined exactly where the traffic's come from, where it fits into any of the other categories. Sometimes it might stay there temporarily until it does work that out, and then it will put it in the correct category. So it's like it can be a temporary traffic source where eventually it goes, okay, that view actually came from Facebook, so we'll just do it as external Facebook. Or that view actually did come from somebody clicking a link on a community post. So now we can move it to the correct place to record that. And sometimes it could be direct. If it says direct, sometimes it could be just somebody being given a URL and then they've just pasted it into a browser and it takes them straight there, so they don't know where was that suggested. It didn't come from like a post on Facebook or a post on Twitter. It's just somebody's got the URL and pasted it and hit enter and it's opened that video. So yeah, so a lot of various sort of miscellaneous traffic sources sort of held there. Some temporary, some might be permanent, like the direct. Where are we? Scrolling. A lot of conversation, that's good. Remember, if added to a series playlist, the video can't be added to another series playlist. Correct. That's it. That's why if it's a tightly knit series of videos, then those videos, whilst they might go in other playlists, they're not going to go on another series playlist. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like if videos in a series playlist, it can be another series playlist. It can be another general playlist. So you can have, like I can have a video in multitude of playlists, but that video I can only choose to put it in one series playlist. And it's the one that logically fits as a series of videos. And so it might be on thumbnails. So I'm doing a series maybe I'm doing a series on the most important things that you need to do for YouTube. One video might be on thumbnails, one video might be on titles, one video might be on topic, and God forbid, one video might be on tags. But that could be a series. But then that video on thumbnails could be in a playlist about making thumbnails. Like it could be like an apps to make thumbnails, thumbnail strategy, thumbnail testing. So that'd be a different playlist, but it's not a series playlist. All right, and I'll scroll to the bottom, and my iPad just dropped the stream. So hopefully we're still live. And the button that makes it disappear is not working. Okay, I'm gonna jump on this question. Just because I'm assuming we're still live and my iPad stopped showing the stream. If I was to make a playlist, if I used popular videos from someone else uploaded, and then add my video with the same niche to help my video get into relevant and suggested videos. I've done that on a couple of occasions. Actually, this could be a good show and tell. I've done that on a particular topic where I've done a video on a topic. I'm going to just pull up my channel page here. And I'll show this once I pull it up. I want the home page. Okay, and here we go. Screen sharing. Where's my screen sharing button? Gonna do it over here. Over the screen cap. And while I'm doing that, let's do that real quick. Okay. So on my homepage, most of my playlists, as you can see, if I scroll down, they're obviously my videos. But if I scroll down here, I've got a series here that I put together. It's a curated series. There's other people's videos. There's Roberto Blake, Shannon Morse, Creator Insider, different ones in here. It's a series on protecting your YouTube channel from hackers and scammers. I did a video on protecting YouTube channel, and then I found like-minded information that was useful to add to it from different angles and different perspectives, covering different aspects of protecting a YouTube channel. And if I go across, there's something from Dara Leaves, something from Morning Fame, something from YouTube, and then there's one here which was a video somebody put together where they actually got hacked and they told their story. So I included all those in a playlist. And so I've done that. On a rare occasion, I do that. So I've done that there. I don't think there's any others that I've got on my homepage. Let me just go to my playlist really quick. Bring that up. Actually, this one here on YouTube taxes. Let me just pull that up. Oh, actually, not where I wanted to go.
In this video...
Don't play. View full playlist is what I should have clicked on. I've added just some more information. So I've got a video from YouTube creators about the new tax updates on YouTube of AdSense. One that follows on from that goes with it from video creators. One from Creator Insider where they're giving the information for creators outside the US. There's one from a legal point of view from Ian Corzine. And then my one there, which is a practical video on how to go through and fill in the withholding tax information on AdSense. And so I put that together as a series as well. I haven't looked at the analytics to see if this sort of behavior is helping those particular videos that I've included in there. But there's something where I would actually go and say, hey, this is a series that to somebody whom I might be wanting to talk to about YouTube taxes, for example. I'd actually go and share that as don't just watch my video, but watch this playlist, because this has got important information that you need to know about this subject. And along the way, there's one of my videos in there. So I understand the question too, though. Let me go back to here. I do understand the question, and it does, and I do have that, which is this one here from Peter, of course. Will it help get in relevant suggested views? It could potentially, because I'm creating a link between my video and these other videos. The thing that's probably going to help it the most is if the traffic goes, if there's what's the word I'm looking for? Pattern of traffic in both directions, from my video to their videos, from their videos to my videos. And then it does create that linkage in YouTube's mind, in the algorithm, where it says a lot of people who watch this video also watch this video, or people who watch this group of videos is watching these other videos as well. And so then over time, as people are watching one of those videos, they're more likely to be suggested my video and those other videos that are in that playlist, because a lot of people have over time found a linkage between those videos, and YouTube's algorithm has picked up on that. So there is, so what you're saying is correct, but there needs to be some scale there, and needs to be some volume. Just being in the same playlist, if nobody views the playlist, then it's probably not going to be helpful. But if the playlist gets a lot of views, then there's a correlation between people who watch that video, the people who watch this video, because they're all in the same playlist and because they're on a related topic. So yeah, it's a good question. That's a very good question, and yeah, if you build it that way, then over time, then that can drive some traffic to the video for you, and then obviously you're funneling traffic in their direction as well. Over time, it'll build up, especially if you got evergreen content where you've got time for that whole thing to build up. You're building up views, you're building up watch time, you're building up all the metrics that YouTube are looking for. Okay, where are we? Any tips for tagging videos? Yes. Number one tip, don't stress about tagging videos, and don't overthink tagging videos. You should be, out of the whole upload and creation process of a video, then you should be focusing mostly on making the video, the thumbnail, and the title. Those three things primarily. Making the video is going to take time anyway because you've got to film it, you've got to edit it, you've got to put it all together, you've got to get it ready to upload. The thumbnail is very important because you've got to win the click, as is the title. You just got to be attractive. So they're the three things that are more important than that straight up. There's probably other things as well. Now, the tags, you just want to put in a few essential tags or something that will maybe help YouTube if there's some common misspellings, like, and even YouTube, even with misspellings, YouTube figure things out because there's like words that we spell a certain way here in Australia that are spelt differently in the US. Like if we do say the word traveling in the US, they spell it one L. In Australia, we spell it with two L's, I believe. And there's little nuances like that where there's some variations. You don't really need to worry about those so much because YouTube figure those out. It's the misspellings, like using the wrong vowel. Like you might put video, and then somebody in a country where they're not really speaking proper English might put video. They put an E instead of an I, so they say, "Watch my video" instead of "watch my video." So misspellings like that might be something where you want to use that for tags. But really, spending little time on tags as possible. The title, spend more time on the title. Craft a title that's going to win the click, but also has a little bit of search action for the keyword stuff. So it's related to the tags in like a backward way, or in a sideways way, I should say. Because if you craft the title, then that's like, say, let's come up with a video title here. I'm going to pull this one up.
Stay tuned for creator news.
I pulled up the wrong one, but it should show. It should still show the screenshot. Are we showing the screenshot real quick? Yeah, we're showing the screenshot. It just says news. Okay, let's go back to my video page. I just need a video as an example. Say this one, even though it's a short, it doesn't really matter. But this one is change thumbnails in the YouTube Studio app, and then I got a hyphen hashtag shorts. So change thumbnails in the YouTube Studio app. That's my title, and that's also a search term. So I've got built into my title a search term, so that and I might have it might be more of a generic search term, like a how to record iPad screen on Mac. That's my search term, and it's also part of my title. So that then becomes probably the number one tag that I'm going to use in my tags is that searchable part of the title. Not the whole title, but the searchable part of the title. So there's a relationship between title and tags, whereas the searchable part of your title most likely will become a tag. And then you can add some tags that are variations on that. It might be a different way to say that same thing. And that's what you put in your tags, basically. And you don't need to fill it out. You don't need to max out your 500 characters. You just need to do a handful of tags. And the key thing is not to waste your time doing too many tags or worrying about tags being correct or not correct. People have done tests where they've put 0 tags in onto their videos. They just make sure they optimize everything else, like the thumbnails and the title and everything else. But they'll do it, no tags, and the video will still perform. The video will be found in the correct way on YouTube still. So don't fuss too much over making tags like a big thing in your mind. Just say, okay, I'm just going to focus on doing the title, the thumbnail, putting the video together, and I'm going to add some relevant tags at the end just to give it something to work with. And that's all you need to do. Okay, where are we? Here we go. And Nagato Gaming YT says, hi, welcome to the stream. I am a little behind. I don't know how far behind that chat is. Oh no, I'm at the bottom. There we go. Color Neiman. Yeah, see, I'm at the bottom. I've caught up. So yeah, thanks for that. That's good questions. Gets my mind ticking. I have to think about what I'm going to answer with, It helps me. It helps you, hopefully, as well. All right. There is a second YouTube thing that we're talking about. Now, you might have been... I should mention this right now. In the chat there's a poll. That's what it's called, a poll. The first one was, which of these two things is more exciting to you? I think one of the options was the new for you, and the other one is this thing we're going to talk about now, which is creator achievements. So this is one I don't know too much about, but I'm going to look at it right now. And I'm just going to get my stream back up on my iPad while I do this skip survey. And there I am. I am still streaming and I'm still live. Let's head on over. Let's head on over to that one. Okay, the article, now this also came from another Creator Insider video this week, which I didn't watch, but I didn't clue in on it. And then I saw this article and I thought, this is interesting. It says that YouTube is testing achievement cards in studio dashboards to mark creator milestones. So it's a bit of a, you could say it's a little bit like, say, the TubeBuddy milestones. Or I think vidIQ do the same thing. There's milestones. You can download certificates and things. This is sort of in the same vein where it's like a, hey, well done, pat on the back. How's it going? And so let's go down and find out what the article says. There's a bit of a screenshot there. And sometimes their screenshots here on TubeFilter are a little bit fuzzy. And I think it's because they take it from a video. But there's some main areas that they're going to talk about commemorating certain achievements. Let's read this. Achievement cards will be displayed when channels surpass various milestones. So yeah, exactly like what TubeBuddy and vidIQ and different companies like that who might be doing some of these additional tools. They provide them as a little bit of an extra feature. As a subtle celebratory feature, the cards comprise of emoji and will reward viewers for 3 different kinds of accomplishments: views, watch time, and subscribers. I think I know for TubeBuddy they do subscribers and views. So adding watch time is very relevant. I think that's good. It says a smiling emoji serves to denote 1,000 views per YouTube, while a clapperboard signifies 25,000 hours of watch time, and a trophy equates to 300 subscribers. I don't know if they're locked in examples or exactly what that means. But it's an interesting feature. And you can see there's some card examples here. Somebody might see these here. And there's a little link. It's a bit fuzzy, but there's a little link that says View Analytics. So then you can click on that. It will take you to the relevant part of analytics where it's going to show you where you got those views or show you that your total subscribers are this. So this is an interesting feature. So it might be, it's like, you could say it's gamifying YouTube a little bit, just to provide some positive encouragement. I see it as a positive thing generally. And the rest of the article talks about time comments, which is a whole different kettle of fish, which I wasn't going to cover in this. That's probably something we can look at in a future episode. So let me jump back. So the question is, what do you think about creator achievements, like little cards that say, hey, well done, you've just reached 1,000 subscribers, or you've just got another, or this video has just earned 25,000 views, or whatever the case might be. What do you reckon about that? Let me know, and make sure now that we've talked about both things, go and vote in a poll. Which of the two things that you're more keen on, the creator achievements or the new for you discovery tool on YouTube? Now, both of these things are in beta, so it's something that's going to be rolled out widely, probably in the future, probably in a little bit more of a mature format. So yeah, let me know by voting in the poll, or you can even leave some comments in the comment section of the replay or in the chat live here as well. And Hiding Costume Co is in the house. Look at that. finally wake up early enough to make it to your stream, you got to be early to make the stream. Absolutely. It's good to have you here. All right, where are we? Scrolling. Some mini goals are good because all the YouTube's levels are pretty far apart. Well, that's true. Yeah, I think mini goals, I don't know how they're going to space them, but they do have some interesting levels like, hey, and I think having milestones generally is a good thing. And I know at least for the TubeBuddy stuff, you can share them like certificates. I don't know if these are going to be highly shareable, whether you can share them maybe in your community posts. That might be something to suggest if they haven't already thought of that, but I'm sure they have. It's different ways to say, hey, celebrate as a community. Thank you. You've helped me get to 500 subscribers. Or hey, this video did really well. We got, 500,000 views. I normally only get 100,000 views. Or it might be, hey, we got 500 views. I normally get 100 views. That's a point to celebrate regardless, depending on where your channel's at. So, yeah. And there we go. I'm up to date with the chat. Make sure you keep dropping your questions. I am going to take a sip. And there's one thing that we haven't done today, and we're going to do that now while the chat is quiet. We're going to jump on over and do the thank yous, the subscriber shout outs for the week. Here we go. And this is the part of the week where this camera is framed so that I'm not even in the shot. But basically, it's showing me the most recent subscribers or activity on my channel, but in this case, they're all subscribers that have the last 8 that have publicly subscribed to my channel. So it means they've got their subscription turned on. So we're going to give them a shout out and thank them for subscribing to the channel. If you happen to be in the chat, then make sure you say hi in the chat. So first of all, we have the cat scene. Then we have Frigid Dude, before and after the mix. We got might be an audio type channel maybe. Chug Jug Jacob or Jacob. Legendary Gaz. Jonathan Haywood. Willow Plays with a lot of extra little symbols there. Little arrows and X's. XX Willow Plays XX. And Samuel Gideon Stephen. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I hope this information on the channel is helpful for your content creation. And hopefully we get some new content out there for you to enjoy as well. So appreciate you. And we also appreciate the tools that we use to create content on this channel as seen on the ticker at the bottom. So appreciate you all. Let's get back to the stream. All right. And we are certainly on the countdown to Nimmer Live coming up very, very soon. Let's see what's happening here. I used to get 100 views as a pulling teeth. Yeah, I can tell you my recent views have not been stellar. And I know it's all mainly because of those other things that we were talking about earlier. It's the season. So this too shall pass is what they say. So just hang in there. Let's try to keep the content regular to keep in your audience's mind. Which is something I need to keep in mind as well, which is part of the way of why live streams are such a good thing to do, is sometimes you might be slow on the creator, on the pre-recorded content, the content you got to take time to put together, but on live stream, you can reach your audience, stay connected with your core audience, your core team, people who are there watching you. I know a lot of people not only come in live here at this time, some people can't because of different time zones. And I know people watch this stream afterwards. I get comments after the fact sometimes on these streams. So I know that people watch the replay on occasion as well. So, content and being front of mind is always a good thing. All right. Keep your questions coming. Now, the 2 news articles we're going to cover today. And I'm going to go and check to see how the polls are going. But before I do, let's see what is going on Twitter. Where's my phone screen? Here we go. Live streaming tip. Remember, the musical interludes is for you to take a sip of water. I want to thank Chantel for sharing, actually, no, liking the tweet, I should say. Oh, notifications. Liking the tweet. That wasn't a share, it was a like. And just as I show my iPhone screen, somebody starts to drop messages in a group I'm in Messenger. Chantel liked the tweet, which declared that this stream was live. No other mentions, I don't think. No mentions for the stream. But thank you, Chantel, for liking the tweet. Remember, if you want to tweet or mention me, it's at Doug Hewson YT on Twitter. You can also get me on Instagram, although I don't open Instagram on a regular basis. Let's just say that. Let's head back to here. And I'll wave and... there we are. Where are we? Chantel says, I love my live streams. Testing out a third camera angle, just using a webcam. How do you decide multi-angles? Well, this one's definitely not... This one, let me say, this one isn't a permanent one. Although it does give you a little bit more of a behind-the-scenes look. And if I had it framed properly, I could have myself in that little circle on some of the cutaway screens. It's just that it was framed for the other position, so I didn't change that around. Yeah, I'm going to experiment. I'm going to be moving my main camera, which is this one. At the moment, I have my monitor in front of me here, and it's off to the side, just to my right, or to the left. Well, the monitor's to your right as you're looking at me. But it's soon going to be dead. My camera's going to be soon dead center in the middle. So it'll be a slightly different angle, but it'll be the same vibe, but it'll be eye level right in the middle. I'm going to have two monitors either side, one on either side. And that's going to be my new setup in a few weeks. In a few weeks, probably within the next month, we'll say. I'm not sure on the time frame. It does involve waiting on a tax return. It's Australian tax season, if you haven't noticed. But two monitors, they're going to be on monitor arms. It's going to free up a lot of desk space. I've already got my camera. Can you see that in another shot? My camera, the main camera is just there. That's the lens cap of the camera. Just down here, you can see a pole. It's on like a desk mount pole. That's only gone in the last couple of weeks. I used it last week, I think, for the first time in a stream. I used to have a tripod sitting on my desk, like a little mini tripod. I've eliminated that. It's given me a little bit more desk space over here now. And so that's going to move to dead center on the desk. A monitor either side. I've currently got a 27-inch monitor. I'm going to go down to 24-inch, but two of them. I'm currently running a MacBook Air 2019. No, not a MacBook Air, MacBook Pro. MacBook Pro. The computer before that was an Air. MacBook Pro 2019. That is getting replaced for streaming and editing with a M1 Mac Mini 16 gigabyte version. And so all that's going to go in together, and then my MacBook will be freed up to use for other things, like just general internet stuff, the non-editing, streaming type stuff. I can take it upstairs and use it. I can take it out and about with me because it is a MacBook Pro. It's portable. It's been locked in as my studio computer, and so we're going to free that up with a Mac Mini. And there'll be some accessories to make it all happen as well. Not intending to upgrade any cameras or anything like that. We'll see. We'll see if I get tempted by the dark side to spend more money on like this camera. That's doing this angle. That was my first DSLR type camera. Got that for my tax check a few years ago. Then this camera, got this last year. Got the lens for Christmas as a gift. So the pattern is when you get tax checked, buy a new camera. But I don't know if I'm gonna. I won't commit to that. I could get a second M50 for studio. That would be an interesting one. So we'll see. We'll see. I would like to leave. To be honest, I would like to leave my camera set up in the studio and just have a separate camera. If I'm going to ever do out and about. Like I record most of my stuff in the studio anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So it's mostly always locked in, wired into my computer. Like when I record my videos, I literally pull up the record screen on my computer and just operate my camera from the computer. It does everything. So the camera is just a camera. It records to the SD card, but then I just pull the footage across with the software. So it's a very productive sort of setup. So if I can sort of narrow that down, nail that in from a productivity standpoint, keep nailing that, keep working on that, and then. But I would like to have a camera so that if I do go out and about, like at the moment, if I go out and about, I might be like, selfie sticking my iPhone and doing it on my iPhone if I go out and about. So. Which is fine because early days of my content, I was filming stuff on either various versions of the iPhone or like a little camcorder. I'm looking around because I had one handy, but I can't see it. But like a Panasonic or a Sony camcorder. When I started my channel, that's the sort of thing I was using. Anyway, here we go. Where are we? And welcome, Roaming Sakuna. Welcome to the stream. I probably butchered that. My apologies in advance. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're talking about the views being down across the board. Chantel says, I have my hard set up so I don't have to move anything and have a separate camera and mic out and about. Yeah, I think that's common sense. That's a good plan. I haven't thought about it, but at some point I might do a top down, but I don't do too many like actual hands-on things or even unboxings because I'm not really a tech channel, but I do talk about a lot more about how to use apps and software and YouTube and different things like that. So sometimes that maybe an unboxing is going to be warranted. Maybe I do need like a top-down rig. That means another camera, or whether that's hooked in for a live stream or whether that's just for recording. Maybe that could be a GoPro. I really don't know. I'd have to look into that. Something I haven't thought about, but excuse me. Now I'm thinking. You got me thinking about it. I got myself thinking about it. Maybe. All right. I do need to jump back to this. Before, Chantel has now retweeted my live tweet. So thank you for retweeting and sharing out the stream. And the countdown has hit 0. Nick Dimon should be going live in the next 10 minutes or so. I'm going to check that really quick because I like to know what's going on. Yep, there is scheduled 11 p.m. my time, which is 9 a.m. Eastern. Nick Dimon is going live in just under 10 minutes, so we're going to be wrapping things up in the next few minutes. D has been super helpful. D is a super helpful guy. I've got a lot of time for D and Nick Dimon. They are awesome. A lot of value. Every live I'm working with my hands, so the top down makes sense. If you're doing anything hands-on, the top-down is sort of like a prerequisite. I probably need to rejig. I'm probably going to need to do some more lighting in here because at the moment I've got a hodgepodge of I got like a light that Justin Brown recommended a few years ago with a softbox on it. It's just a small light. I've got another newer light with a little mini softbox on it over here, which is doing sort of the light onto here. I got a lamp bouncing off a whiteboard over here. I got another white light over in the corner here, so it's giving me some of that shadow. And then I've got the colored lights, so you can see some of the colored lights bouncing off my arm there. So like the fairy lights. I've got this random light here, which is sort of looking washed out white here, but it's actually a blue light, and it actually changes color. And I've actually got a program to change color with some of the higher super chats as well. So that usually happens. And I'm going to work on some of the lighting around here. Everything is sort of bokeh and out of focus because of the nature of the particular lens that I'm using, which is a Sigma f1.4 16mm, which gets you the sweet blurry background, as they say. So once this camera moves to center, the background's going to look a little different. It's going to be in a little different angle. So we're going to have to work on some of the background a little bit as well. So we'll see how it all works out. When you change anything in your setup, it becomes a bit of trial and error, moving things around and things morphing into a look that you're happy with, that you're happy to run with for even a short period of time. So it's always good. Where are we? Yeah, the Sigma lens for Christmas last year, that was an awesome gift. And so I do appreciate my daughters for buying that for me. One of the best Christmas gifts I've ever got. It gets a lot of use. I use it because that's my primary camera. I'm using it for videos. I'm using it for live streams. Currently use the Brio, but considering upgrading the top down. Yeah, I sort of graduated from the old webcams, so everything's sort of like big cameras or bust. Although the M50 is a compact sort of mirrorless DSLR, so it's not too bad. My Panasonic's a lot more chunky than it. Do you use if this and that for color changing? Yeah, I've got a couple programmed. I still need to program it because I have I got an Alexa. Like I got an Echo. I use the Alexa stuff. So I'm in the Amazon ecosystem. So most lights and stuff work with that. So and there's some integrations. It's just a bit of making sure that the programming on one side works. The if this and that integration, triggering a trigger that triggers the light. And yeah, I think I've got like 3 because I got 3 triggers only at the moment. So it only does three price levels, which is the higher ones. It keeps the lower ones in blue. But yeah, something to work on. I could, if theoretically, have it change like the fairy lights colors as well. And I'm probably going to be automating as much of the lighting as possible. So I walk in and tell Alexa to turn on my studio lights in some sort of way, and then all the filming lights come on in the particular configuration I like to film with, like the color lights. It turns on the set lights and the So working on that. So I'll be buying a few of the smart switches to just purely turn on and off the lights here, because most of all the studio type lights I got aren't wirelessly controllable. They're just on off. And then you have to manually dial in the levels with a dial on the back. So I don't have it in the fancy ones. If you get any fancy ones that are like the Elgato's or whatever, I could actually do it like part of the programming. So it should be really cool. All right. And we got 5 minutes, so I forgot that I was supposed to be wrapping up. And I just keep talking, waffling on. As Paul says, be sure to hit the like button before you go, because we're going to wrap things up now. We're going to head on over to Nimmin Live. If you don't know what Nimmin Live is, Nick Nimmin is answering your YouTube questions. And he's saying, this is how to get views and subscribers on YouTube, is the title of his live stream today. So he's answering all your YouTube-related questions, whether it's views or subscribers, whether it's how to monetize your channel, whether it's how to make a really good intro. He's answering all those questions. So nothing is off limits in regards to YouTube over there. Make sure if you go over there, as Little Crafty Nook says, do a little bit of a Hewson YT raid. I'm not sure what. Let's do a keyword you can drop in Nick's channel if you're going over there. Let's drop. I need a suggestion. What can we drop? Let's drop a hashtag. Hashtag. Let's see. I'm going to write it in here so it goes in the chat. Just because I can't think of anything else. We'll go hashtag Hewson YT. Just because Super Dave was in here earlier. Let's drop that. When you head on over there, drop that in the chat. Let them know that you come over from my stream. And it's time. We better wrap things up because Nick's about to go live any second. Thank you very much for joining me. Make sure you join me next time. I'm not sure if we'll be live next week. We'll just see what Dee and Daniel do, if they're going to do their early bird channel review stream or if they're going to do that after Nick's stream. We shall see. Stay tuned. I'll let you know. If I'm live, you'll find me here. If I'm not live, then you won't find me here. I might even drop it in the community posts. Well, this is Doug, and I will catch you later.
Stay tuned for Niven Live right after the stream. Nick will answer your YouTube questions live.